Hello, welcome to RT Magazine, a show about Middletown High School, its students, and the community. News about you and for you. I'm Ethan Mulliken. In this week's show, Jacob Holcomb tells us about the new way to watch the high school sports you love. Rebecca Carroll informs us about a rare new sighting in Middletown, and Cailyn, Zanylo, and Jacob Holcomb gives us a look into their first in-person dance competition back after COVID-19. This week's show is brought to you by
Middletown Sportsland Incorporated, the place to find all your sports needs. Located on 108 West Main Street in downtown Middletown.
With all the new COVID-19 policies that occur, watching the high school sports team games have been proven very difficult. Jacob Holcomb talks to us about how it is now possible to still watch while remaining right on your couch.
Most sports at Middletown High School will have some of their games live streamed on MHS's new YouTube channel, created by Athletic Director Mike Desimone. The YouTube channel was made to compensate for the lack of fans allowed at live sporting events at the school. Desimone fills us in on how the live streams have been going.
We've live streamed every one of our home games in the stadium, and we've also live streamed our volleyball matches. We've had some hiccups. We started this with our winter sports, and so we kind of got to test it out a little bit. We're getting better at it, but we're looking to do things like add our announcer on top of our live stream so it's just not blank. So we're always working on improving our live stream.
Desimone then tells us what sports you can tune in to watch.
So currently we have live streamed on our YouTube channel. We have soccer taking place. We'll have field hockey on it. We also have football, and then we have volleyball. As we move into the spring, we'll have lacrosse, track. We're also working on ways to get baseball, softball, and tennis live streamed. And even now, we're trying to figure out a way to live stream our cross-country meet. So if we can get that done, we will.
Many may wonder what the setup for these live streams is like.
When we do our live streams, we have a few people here at Middletown that does our live streams. We have some of our other coaches who handle it so that there's very, very few people touching the camera, touching the computer, so that everything tends to run. Once you set it up, it runs pretty good. It's a pretty simple setup: video, camera, capture card, and computer.
Desimone shares what these live streams mean for the athletes.
The live stream is very important because it's another way to get our student athletes out there. Our student athletes have done a lot. They put a lot of time, energy, and effort into their sport and into Middletown High School. And so whatever we can do to show our appreciation, let our community see who's out there, what they're doing, that's what we feel we need to do. So it's just a way to really give back to our student athletes for all the time and energy they put into making their program successful.
Finally, Desimone lets us know how we can access the live streams.
So if you go to fcps.org, to the right-hand side on the quick links, you'll see athletics. And if you click on the quick links to athletics, it'll come up with all the logos for the schools. It'll be either under the MHS Athletics FCPS 1 or FCPS 2. In the stadium, it's usually FCPS 2. In the gym, it's FCPS 1. If we're playing at Ligonor High School, then you'd click on the Ligonor logo, and they will have Lime Street Channel 1 and Lime Street Channel 2. Everything is found on YouTube, so if you go to YouTube, it's simply going to be the school's initials, athletics, FCPS 1 or FCPS 2.
It's a rare occurrence to ever see the colorful bird, the painted bunting, in this region. In this next story, Rebecca Carroll tells us a little bit more about this beautiful bird and more about this rare sighting.
Painted bunting, an unusually colorful bird, has been sighted and photographed in Myersville by several residents. This appearance was surprising because it is rare for this species to travel so far north. A painted bunting can be easily identified by its bright red, blue, and green feathers. These birds prefer to live in areas with a dense low growth, such as bushes, thickets, or low-growing trees. It is in these areas that they will mate and nest. Since January 30th, the bunting has spent its time mainly in the backyard of Myersville resident and bird watcher Debbie Dutrow. She told me about her first sighting of the bunting, saying, quote, "My mom came down to visit me on the 30th of January on the 1st of February. Unquote. She went on Facebook and posted the good news saying, quote, "Guess what is in my backyard," unquote. This sighting sparked a curiosity throughout the town as the news spread through social media.
Well, I just started getting involved in the bird community as a result of seeing the painted bunting. I do belong to Myersville Peeps on Facebook, and as do my neighbors, and they are the ones that alerted me to the fact that there was a sighting in Myersville. And then after I had the opportunity to go see it and get a couple of decent photographs, I joined MD Birding on Facebook and post there, and now I pretty much daily look at what people are seeing there, and went for a walk in Gambrel Park yesterday and found a bird nest close to the ground that I had no idea what bird it was, so I posted that to the website and asked what it was and got a response that it was probably a nightingale.
I've seen a lot of excitement about it. I saw that somebody saw the painted bunting and they posted it on Facebook, and there were quite a few people that were just really excited, and some people have been able to see it.
Dutroux gave me the opportunity to see the bunting in person. My mother, Laurel Carroll, and I drove down to her house on Main Street. From a distance, we tried to find the bird with no luck. Soon Dutroux came out and pointed out the bunting in her bushes. With her assistance, we spotted this small but striking bird, a pinpoint of red among brown shrubbery.
The colors are like no bird I've ever seen out in the wild. It's just bright and vivid and red, green, blues, just like a painting. In addition to the painted bunting, we saw the downy woodpecker, so adorable. We saw pine siskins, which the lady who invited us here said she hasn't seen for a few years, so that was exciting. We saw a grackle, which looks like a blackbird, but it's called a grackle.
This sighting is so incredible because it's so rare for this region. Buntings tend to live in Florida and regions with a similar climate.
I saw them first in a bird book decades ago, and that they are not in our range, and I would have to travel to see them, and it just became a life desire to see one.
Well, truthfully, it's not a good sign because painted buntings are supposed to be in Florida. It's supposed to be too cold up here, but apparently they're coming further north because obviously it's okay for them, which means it's a little warmer than it's been in past history days.
Regardless of the circumstances that brought the painted bunting so far from home, it has marveled the residents of Myersville and inspired our local bird watchers.
It is very exciting and joyful, and that I've gotten to see this one and several times now. I did print out one of the decent pictures and have it framed, ready to put on the wall.
Coming from the west to the east, I am not as familiar with some of the birds out here, and so I haven't been as involved. And now I think, oh my goodness, there's so much to see. I gotta go see all these birds, so I'm gonna look
excited, even though they're not all bird watchers. But one neighbor has consistently wanted to go and see it with me, and so it's fun to be able to share that with the neighbors.
Ever wondered what it would be like to attend a dance competition? Well, Cailyn, Zanylo, and Jacob Holcomb show us just that, but with a twist. It's their first competition back since COVID-19 began. So let's see just how this competition went.
Hey guys.
So we're going on a adventure, kind of. We're going to our first competition of the season since, lockdown and quarantine.
It's been crazy because a lot of our competitions last year got canceled, but this year we're going in person. So it'll be a fun experience. It'll be much different than we're used to because we'll be all masked up until we're performing on stage. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you when we get to the hotel.
Hey guys, so we just got to the hotel. We're joined by some of our friends. The trip was good. Would you say it was good? It went well?
It was entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Super duper fun. But we're here, and so the competition is tomorrow, but today we're just chilling out until...
Yeah.
We're just chilling until then. We ordered some food from Ruby Tuesdays, which is like right over there. And we're just chilling in our Marriott hotel.
Yeah, we're currently in New Jersey, which is, like 3.5 hours away from Maryland. So it'll be interesting how, COVID is different here versus in Maryland.
We have already noticed a few people just being a little bit more lenient on like protection and all, but for the most part, people are pretty good here.
There's definitely a lot more snow here, up here as well.
Yeah, there is more snow. We've noticed that as we came into the parking lot.
But stay tuned for tomorrow when we actually compete.
5, 6, 7, 8. Wait!
Renegade! 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 So bad! No!
Hi guys! We just got to the conference center. It is snowing like crazy here.
Time is now 12:10.
We are literally in the middle of a snowstorm.
We had to pull into a parking space with snow already covering it all. But we're here and we're gonna head in and see what's up.
So one thing that's different this year because of COVID is we all, each studio that's going to this competition has their own time slot.
Yeah.
And all of their dances from that studio compete at the same time. Well, not the same time, but they go one after the other. So it's normally for dance competitions, it's, one studio goes for one
It's just
dance.
completely random.
Yeah, it's completely random. So this year it's not, and we can't go in until every single person from the studio that's before us is out of the building.
So our studio is doing all of our dances in one block, and all the other studios have their own different blocks that they're doing their dances. So.
And the only way we can watch their dances is if we do a live, watch the live stream that they have going. But we'll give you an update once we're inside.
Yep.
Right, guys, we just finished awards.
Everything went well. All of our solos got platinum, and our duet got a platinum plus. So pretty proud of that. But yeah, been a good weekend.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot different, but we had a lot of fun.
So how it basically worked is we had our masks on the whole time, other than right before we went on stage. We took them off, we did our solo. Immediately when we got off, we put it right back on. Other than that, though, we've been wearing our masks, so it's been fun.
If we didn't want to wear a mask, if we wanted to wear a mask,
yeah, for our
solos, we also could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this has been a
It's
competition
been really
during
fun.
the
It's
pandemic.
been a different competition, but a very good competition.
Yeah. Bye.
That's it for this episode of RT Magazine, part of the Roundtable's multimedia experience. Thanks for watching. You can find all our episodes on mhsroundtable.com, or you can download our app, Students News Source, for access to our articles, videos, and podcasts. Have a great week.